Did you feel anything when you clicked on this video? A shiver, a tightness in the chest? Want to cry without knowing why? It was no coincidence. 97% of people will leave here in the next 30 seconds because the frequency will bother them. But if you stayed, if something inside you said, "This is for me," your transformation has already begun. And in the next few minutes, I'll prove it to you. Wait a minute. First of all, I need to ask you an honest question. What did you feel at the exact moment you clicked on this video? Was it just curiosity, or was there something else? A shiver down your spine, a tightness in your chest, maybe even a chill that you can't explain? Because if there was, I have news that will turn everything upside down. This was not a coincidence. By the way, let me tell you something that goes against everything you've been taught about luck and chance. There is no random video in your life, especially this one, especially now. You have been guided here by a force that your rational mind still tries to put in the box of "it was unintentional." But your soul, your soul already knew before you even clicked. Here's the raw truth that no one tells you. 97% of the people who clicked on this video have already left. They gave up in the first 30 seconds because the frequency bothers them, because the truth burns, because waking up hurts more than continuing to sleep. But you're still here. And do you know why? Because you are part of the 3% who are already in spiritual transformation. Only no one has ever given you the divine confirmation you so badly needed to hear. Until now. In the next few minutes, you'll discover the 7 physical and emotional signs that prove, beyond a doubt, that your transformation has already begun. And I'm not talking about self-help theory or generic motivational talk. I'm talking about real, measurable symptoms that your body is manifesting right now. If you have felt at least 3 of these signals while watching, your vibrational frequency has already changed, and there is no turning back. The synchronicity that brought you here was too precise to ignore. So take a deep breath, because this is for you. And at the end, I want you to leave in the comments the number of signs you felt. Just the number, nothing more. Because when awakening souls recognize each other, magic happens. You know that shiver that ran down your spine at the exact moment your eyes hit this video, that tightness in your chest that you can't explain, or maybe even tears that came out of nowhere for no apparent reason. This is no coincidence, and your soul knows it better than anyone. What happened was a deep recognition, a divine confirmation that you are facing a vibrational frequency that resonates with something that already exists within you. It's like when we meet someone and feel like we've known that person for years, their soul recognizing another familiar frequency. Now comes the part that few will accept. 97% of the people who clicked here will abandon this video in the next 30 seconds. Not because the content is bad, but because the frequency will bother you too much. It's like turning on a bright light in a dark room. Those who still want to sleep will close their eyes and turn the other way. But the 3% that remains, that's special. They are souls that are already in full spiritual transformation and just needed this confirmation, this little push from the universe saying, "Yes, you are on the right path. This is for you." If you are still here, breathing more slowly, feeling this spiritual shiver run through your body, congratulations. You've just gone through the first filter. Its presence at this very moment is not the result of chance or a random algorithm. It is one of the clearest signs of awakening that exists. Think about it. How many videos have you skipped today? How many notifications have slid across your screen without waking up anything at all? But this one pulled you, called you, almost forced you to click. And now that you're here, something inside you whispers softly that you need to keep going, that there's something bigger waiting in the next few words. Let's talk honestly about something that most people prefer to ignore. You didn't find this video by chance. In fact, you have been guided so far by a force that your rational mind still tries to explain away as coincidence. Maybe you saw this video pop up in your feed 2, 3, maybe even 4 times before you finally clicked. Or maybe you woke up today thinking about something specific, a question that was going around your head, and suddenly this title came up as an answer. This has a name, and it's not luck, it's synchronicity, one of the most powerful signs that you're in spiritual transformation. It's the universe orchestrating events, aligning frequencies, putting you exactly where you need to be. The truth is that your soul always knows before your mind can process it. It's like when you think of someone and seconds later they call you. Their vibrational frequency had already picked up the information before the phone rang. When there is a message that you need to hear, when there is a teaching that will catalyze your transformation, the universe does not let it go unnoticed. He pushes you, nudges you, teases you in ways that seem mysterious but are actually perfectly coordinated. How many times have you felt that strong intuition to do something, and while doing it, discovered that it was exactly what you needed at that moment? So think with me. What really got you here? Was it simple curiosity? Or was it that tightness in the chest that said, click, this is important? Was it the eye-catching title, or was it the soul recognizing a frequency that it had been looking for a long time? The mind likes to rationalize everything, to find logical explanations, but the soul operates in another dimension. And if you're feeling right now that every word of this video is speaking directly to you, as if I'm reading your innermost thoughts, welcome to the club of those who are waking up. Because the next step is even more revealing. Now let's do something different. I want you to stop for a second and pay attention to your body right now. Seriously, do it. Notice if anything has changed since you started watching. Because there are 7 physical and emotional signs that indicate that spiritual transformation is not something that is going to happen in the future. It is happening now as you read these words. First, the spiritual shiver on the back of the neck or on the arms. If you have felt this, it is your vibrational frequency recognizing another frequency that resonates with yours. It's like when 2 tuning forks vibrate on the same note. One activates the other automatically. Second, a sudden mental silence, that awkward pause where thoughts just stop. This happens because your rational mind, the one that keeps judging and questioning everything, temporarily shuts down when the soul takes control. Third sign, tears without sadness, that cry that comes out of nowhere for no apparent reason. This is not weakness. It is your soul releasing dense energy that has been stagnant for a long time. Fourth, a pressure on the chest or throat, as if something is expanding inside. It is your chakras activating, making room for a new frequency to come in. Fifth, an inexplicable urge to pause the video and take a deep breath. This is your body asking for anchoring, because the intensity of the information it is receiving needs to be integrated slowly. It is divine confirmation that you need a moment to take it all in. Sixth sign, that crystalline feeling of "this is for me," as if each sentence had been written specifically with your story in mind. And seventh, perhaps the most powerful of all, the inexplicable desire to share this content with someone. This is not just social impulse, it is your mission to spread this frequency by beginning to manifest. If you have felt 3 or more of these signs of awakening, the transformation has already begun. It's not theory, it's not generic self-help, it's your body giving you the confirmation you've been looking for. And what is happening inside you at this moment has an explanation that goes far beyond what you imagine. Let's dive deeper into what's really going on inside of you right now, because there's both a scientific and a spiritual explanation for all of this. And when you put the two together, the truth becomes impossible to ignore. When you hear truths that your soul recognizes, your body releases specific frequencies, measurable electromagnetic waves that scientists can already detect. That spiritual shiver you felt? It is your nervous system detecting vibrational resonance. It is an actual physical reaction to information that is encoded at a frequency that perfectly matches yours. Think of it as two musical instruments playing the same note. When the vibration is identical, there is a natural amplification of the sound. The tears that welled up without you being sad are actually releasing dense energy that was stagnant in your energy field. Science calls it the release of hormones and neurotransmitters, but spiritually speaking, they are old emotional blocks being dissolved by the new frequency that is coming in. That sudden mental silence, it is your ego being temporarily disarmed because it cannot process information that comes from a dimension beyond rational logic. And the chest pressure that you may be feeling right now is your heart chakra expanding, making room for you to operate at a higher frequency of love and compassion. This is neither psychological effect nor placebo. It is your energy field actively responding to the information encoded in this video. Spiritual transformation is not an abstract or philosophical concept. It has actual physical manifestations that you can feel, measure, and observe. That's why so many people report similar transformation symptoms: tingling in the hands, warmth in the forehead, the urge to close your eyes and just feel. All of this is divine confirmation that you are changing frequency, moving up in vibrational level. Imagine you've spent years tuning into a radio station full of static and noise, and suddenly someone adjusts the dial perfectly. The clarity is instantaneous, overwhelming. That's exactly what's happening right now. But there's a question that's probably hammering into your head. If this is so real, why doesn't everyone feel it? Here comes a truth that may hurt a little but needs to be told. Most people will watch this entire video and will feel absolutely nothing. No spiritual shivers, no tears, no pressure on the chest, nothing. And it's not because they're less capable or worse in some way. It's simply because they're not at the right vibrational frequency yet. Think with me. When you turn on a radio and tune in to 98 FM, you won't be able to pick up the 105 FM transmission, no matter how much you want to. The waves are there, transmitting perfectly, but your device is not calibrated for that frequency. With human beings, it is exactly the same thing. If you felt something when you click here, it means that your frequency is already changing. You are already in the process of awakening, even if your conscious mind has not yet fully processed it. This is the brutal difference between those who are asleep and those who are waking up. Those who sleep will watch it, find it interesting maybe, and go on with normal life. Those who are waking up will feel every word resonate in their chest. They will pause the video several times to breathe. They will review passages because they feel that there are layers of meaning that need to be absorbed. It's like that story of the disciple who is ready. When the student is ready, the master appears. You have been guided here because there is already in you a seed of spiritual transformation that has just been waiting for the right trigger, the divine confirmation that you are not crazy, that what you feel is real and valid. And that, my friend, puts you in a very specific category of people. I am not saying this to create division or feed spiritual ego. I'm saying this because it is important for you to understand that if you are feeling these signs of awakening, you have a different responsibility now. You can no longer pretend you don't know. You can no longer go back to automatic and ignore the symptoms of transformation that your body is screaming for. It's like when you learn to ride a bike. Once the balance clicks, you can no longer unlearn. The synchronicity that brought you here was too precise to ignore. And if you want definitive proof of this, a confirmation that leaves no room for doubt, there is a simple test that you can take right now. Now let's do a live experiment, you and I, right now. It doesn't need anything special, just a few seconds of mindfulness. I want you to pause this video for 10 seconds and close your eyes. Seriously, do it. During those 10 seconds, just feel your body without judging, without trying to understand, just observe. Then come back here and mentally answer 3 simple questions. First, do you feel a subtle vibration in any part of your body? It could be a slight tingling in your hands, a warmth in your forehead, a pulse in your chest. Any sensation that wasn't there before you started this video. This is your vibrational frequency adjusting to a higher level. It is divine confirmation that something is changing in real time. Second question, has your breathing changed since you started this video? Did it get slower, deeper, or maybe you realized you were holding your breath without realizing it? The breath is the most honest indicator of your internal state. When the soul recognizes a deep truth, the body automatically slows down to absorb better. It is instinctive, primitive, older than language itself. And third question, perhaps the most revealing of all, do you feel like you need to keep watching even though you can't explain exactly why? That feeling that if you stop now, you will miss something important, something that came especially to you. This is no ordinary curiosity. This is for you. It is your soul telling you that this message has a specific purpose in your journey. If you answered yes to any of these questions, I have news that will change your perspective. Spiritual transformation is not something that will happen when you finish a course, read another book, or meditate for 30 days straight. It is happening now. In this moment, as you absorb these words, the spiritual shiver you felt was not imagination. The pressure in the chest was not anxiety. The signs of awakening that your body is manifesting are real, measurable, undeniable. You've just proven to yourself that there's something bigger going on here. And the question that remains is, what are you going to do with this confirmation? Now that you have confirmed to yourself that you are in spiritual transformation, that the symptoms of transformation are real, and that you have been guided this far for a specific reason, let's talk about the next practical steps. First and foremost, do not ignore the signals your body is giving. Many people feel the spiritual shiver, recognize the synchronicity, have divine confirmation, and yet go back to the autopilot of life and forget everything in 2 hours. It's like getting a treasure map and leaving it in the drawer without ever using it. Your body is giving you precious information about your vibrational frequency. Pay attention to it. When you feel the shiver, when the tears come, when your chest tightens, stop and ask, what is my soul trying to tell me right now? Second practical action. Grab a piece of paper or open your phone's notepad now and write down exactly what you felt during this video. What minute did the shiver come? Which phrase made you pause and take a deep breath? What brought the tears? These records will be important in a few weeks when you look back and realize how much you have already evolved. It's like taking a picture of the before. You only understand the size of the transformation when you have something concrete to compare. And third action, observe the synchronicities that will happen in the next 48 hours. They will intensify. You're going to see repeated numbers. You're going to think of someone and that person is going to show up. You're going to hear the same message from different sources. This is for you. It is the universe confirming that you are on the right path. Fourth, and perhaps the most difficult action, trust that you have been guided this far by a specific reason, even if your rational mind cannot yet understand what it is. The soul, recognizing truths that the mind takes time to process, it is normal, it is part of the process. And lastly, if you felt that this message changed something inside you, share it with someone who also needs this confirmation. It could be a friend who is going through a difficult time, a family member who you feel is looking for answers, or even someone on social media. When you spread this vibrational frequency, it multiplies and comes back to you amplified. The transformation has already begun. There is no turning back. Now the only choice left is, will you resist or will you collaborate with what is already in motion? If you've come this far, you already know that it wasn't by chance. And if you felt any of these signs of awakening during this video, the spiritual shiver running down your spine, the inexplicable tears wetting your eyes, that tightness in your chest that has no name, the mental silence that disarmed you, or simply that crystalline divine confirmation that this is for me, I want you to do something very simple. Leave a fire emoji here in the comments. Nothing else, just fire. No explanations, no long texts, just the symbol. Because when souls in spiritual transformation recognize each other, when similar vibrational frequencies meet in the same space, something magical happens. The collective energy is amplified in a way that science cannot yet fully explain, but that we can all feel. You're not alone in this, even if it sometimes seems like no one around you understands what you're going through. Every fire you see in the comments is a soul that felt exactly what you felt, that had the same shiver, the same confirmation, the same symptoms of transformation. It is living proof that there is an invisible community of people waking up at the same time, all being guided to the same places, all receiving the same messages in different ways. And when you leave that fire there, you're not just interacting with a video, you're anchoring your intention. You're declaring to the universe, I felt it, I recognize it, and I accept that transformation. And here's a secret that few know. If you need that confirmation again tomorrow, if you wake up doubting everything you felt today, if the rational mind comes back with force trying to convince you that it was all imagination, come back here and watch it again. Each time you watch it, it will reveal a different layer, a new depth that was not visible before. It's like rereading a book that marked your life. You never read the same book twice because you're already a different person. The synchronicity that brought you here for the first time will continue to bring you back whenever you need to remember who you really are. Feel the collective frequency hugging you back. So tell me something. After everything you felt here, after all these signs of awakening that your body showed you, what are you going to do? Are you going to pretend you didn't see it? Are you going to go back to autopilot and ignore this divine confirmation that the universe just gave you? Or will you have the courage to look in the mirror tomorrow morning and say, yes, I am in spiritual transformation and I choose to collaborate with it? Because that's the only question that matters, right? Now, you can have all the knowledge in the world, you can feel all the goosebumps and recognize all the synchronicities, but if you don't apply, if you don't act, nothing changes. And I know you didn't get this far. You didn't feel all of this. You weren't guided as accurately to this video just to stand still. So here's my challenge for you. For the next 24 hours, when you feel that spiritual shiver again, when the vibrational frequency nudges you, stop and ask, what is my soul trying to tell me? Write down the answer. Observe the synchronicities. Trust the process. And he answers me with total honesty. If you could wake up a year from now, completely transformed, living in a frequency that you don't even imagine is possible today, would it be worth starting now? Or do you prefer to stay the same, feeling that there is something bigger calling you but never answering? The soul acknowledging the truth no longer leaves you at peace, and that is a blessing, not a curse. And look, if you want to continue on this journey, if you want more confirmations, more signals, more practical tools to navigate this transformation that has already begun, subscribe to the channel now and activate the notification bell. Because this is just the beginning. There is much more layer to be revealed, much more depth to be explored, and each video you are guided to watch will take you a step higher in that frequency. Then click there, activate notifications, and continue learning about the subject. Because you have been guided here by a reason, and that reason is still unfolding. Spiritual transformation does not wait for anyone to be ready. It happens to those who choose to be present. So, do you choose?